So you've memorized every Sicilian variation? That won't save you when the queens are gone and only kings remain. So you've spent countless hours studying the Ruy Lopez, the Sicilian defense, and the queen's gambit. Your opening preparation is impeccable, flawless even. You can recite 20 moves deep into the Najdorf variation without hesitation. Opponents fear your opening prowess. Yet, when the middle game transitions into that crucial endgame, your confident demeanor suddenly falters and your hands begin to tremble ever so slightly. Fiercely competitive players often become obsessed with openings, believing these first moves determine everything. They voraciously consume opening books, study grandmaster games, and memorize computer lines until their eyes burn from exhaustion. However, this hyperfocus creates a dangerous illusion of competence that inevitably shatters when pieces disappear and the endgame emerges like an unwelcome guest. Endgames, those seemingly simple positions with few pieces remaining, paradoxically contain the most profound chess truths. They demand intuitive understanding rather than rote memorization. While you might impressively blitz out 15 theoretical moves of the Berlin defense, can you confidently convert a pawn-up rook endgame when your tournament result hangs in the balance? Most amateurs sadly cannot. The bitter irony of chess improvement lies in this counterintuitive truth. Mastering endings improves your entire game more effectively than studying openings. Understanding pawn structures, king activation, and piece coordination in simplified positions gives you strategic clarity that radiates backward through the entire game. Your middle game decisions become purposeful rather than mechanical. Chess legends throughout history have emphasized this fundamental principle. José Raúl Capablanca, perhaps the greatest endgame virtuoso ever, famously advised students to study endgames first. The brilliant world champion understood that endgame knowledge provides the foundation upon which all other chess skills naturally develop. Meanwhile, players who neglect this advice repeatedly suffer heartbreaking defeats despite their impressive opening repertoires. Painfully frustrating is watching a player navigate complex opening theory perfectly, gain a significant advantage, and then squander it completely through endgame incompetence. Their previously confident face transforms into a mask of confusion and despair when forced to make critical endgame decisions without theoretical guidance. This devastating pattern repeats itself at chess clubs worldwide every day. Ambitious players frequently underestimate how tremendously difficult proper endgame technique truly is. Converting a single pawn advantage requires exquisite precision, subtle maneuvering, and deep calculation, skills that develop only through dedicated endgame study and practice. Without this foundation, opening knowledge becomes merely superficial trivia rather than practical weaponry. Especially revealing is observing how differently grandmasters approach chess compared to amateurs. While beginners obsess over trappy opening lines and flashy sacrifices, professional players invest tremendous effort in understanding endgame principles. They recognize that tournament victories often depend on converting small advantages in positions where most pieces have left the board. Their approach proves significantly more practical and results-oriented. Fundamentally, the problem with excessive opening study stems from its inherently memorization-based nature. Players mindlessly recite moves without truly understanding the resulting positions. Consequently, once outside familiar territory, they lack the conceptual framework necessary for independent decision-making. Their chess knowledge resembles a house built on sand, impressive but structurally unsound. Moreover, opening theory constantly evolves, with yesterday's recommendation becoming tomorrow's refutation. Diligently memorized variations suddenly become obsolete when some brilliant analyst or powerful chess engine discovers improvements. Meanwhile, endgame principles remain eternally consistent. Kings must activate, passed, pawns must advance, rooks belong behind passed pawns. These timeless concepts never depreciate in value. Surprisingly, studying endgames also provides unexpected psychological benefits. Knowing you can handle simplified positions confidently reduces anxiety throughout earlier phases. You no longer fear trading pieces or entering endgames, which expands your strategic options tremendously. This newfound confidence often intimidates opponents who sense your endgame comfort and may avoid simplifications, potentially pushing them outside their comfort zone. Additionally, endgame study develops calculation accuracy more effectively than opening memorization ever could. With fewer pieces on the board, exact analysis becomes both possible and necessary. This precision subsequently enhances your middle game calculation as well, creating a virtuous cycle of improvement that opening study rarely provides. Particularly devastating are those crucial moments when you realize your extensive opening knowledge has reached its limit. After following theory for 15 moves, you reach a slightly favorable position, but lack any roadmap for converting this advantage. Without concrete understanding of resulting structures, your opening preparation becomes functionally worthless. Your theoretical advantage evaporates with each uncertain move. Regrettably, chess improvement culture perpetuates this opening obsession. YouTube channels feature countless opening tutorials while endgame videos gather minimal views. Chess publishers produce endless opening books because they sell well, while excellent endgame resources gather dust. This commercial reality reinforces the very misconception holding most players back from significant improvement. Furthermore, opening study provides immediate gratification that endgame work cannot match. Deploying a newly learned variation delivers an instant dopamine hit, while endgame skills develop gradually over months of consistent practice. This psychological factor explains why many players continue prioritizing openings, despite evidence suggesting this approach limits their progress substantially. Ultimately, the most efficient improvement path combines targeted opening study with systematic endgame training. Develop a streamlined, practical opening repertoire that leads to middle games and endgames you understand thoroughly. Rather than memorizing 20 moves and 30 variations, learn 5 moves and 4 openings plus comprehensive endgame principles. This balanced approach yields dramatically better tournament results. Decisively changing your study habits requires acknowledging uncomfortable truths about your chess development. The temporary satisfaction of winning quick opening games must yield to the more profound goal of becoming a complete player. This transition demands both intellectual honesty and emotional maturity, recognizing that sustainable improvement requires addressing weaknesses rather than enhancing strengths. Courageously embrace endgame study today. Begin with fundamental king and pawn endings, progress through rook endgames, and gradually expand your knowledge. While this journey lacks the immediate excitement of opening preparation, it offers something far more valuable: genuine chess understanding that transforms your entire approach to the royal game. Remember, opening knowledge might win you moves, but endgame mastery wins games and tournaments.